So we can also find slope when we are given an equation. And so we have something called slope-intercept form. Last time we learned about standard form, which was ax plus by equals c. That one's really good with finding intercepts. Slope-intercept form, kind of like how it says in the name, is really good at showing you what your slope is and what your y-intercept is. And so here, m, that stands for my slope, and b is my y-intercept. So let's get some practice with identifying slope from an equation. Okay, so looking at this first one, I want to find the slope of the line. I'm just going to go ahead and rewrite what my slope-intercept form is. Well, I know m is my slope, and so that matches up with 2/3. So for my first one, my slope is 2/3. Okay, my next one, let's kind of go about it the same way. So I'm going to write y equals mx plus b down below. I want to see where my m matches up, and that's with the 3. And so my slope here is 3. So your slope is always just that number in front of x, but you need to make sure it's in this form first. Okay, go ahead and pause the video. I want you to try number 3 on your own. So number 3 was a little bit tricky. I just had a negative in front of x, but again, remember, whenever there's not a number in front of x, there's always a 1 there. So if there's just a negative sign in front of x, it really means there's a negative 1 there. So my slope here is m equals -1. Okay, so now we're going to get into some trickier ones. These ones aren't already in slope-intercept form. I see there's a number over here with x, and there's these parentheses going on. So here I need to solve for y first. So my first step is I'm going to go ahead and distribute this 1/2. So I get 1/2 x minus 1/2 times 8, I get 4. And then I'm going to go ahead and add 6 to both sides. So I get that y is equal to 1/2 x plus 2. And now that's in slope-intercept form, I can go ahead and tell what the slope is. Well, I know the slope is always that number in front of x, so that means that my slope here is m equals 1/2. Okay, looking at this next one, now I see that this is actually in standard form. I see my x and y are together, but I want to put this in slope-intercept form because I really want to know what my slope is. So going back to chapter 5, those literal equations, I need to get y by itself. So my first step's always going to be to move whatever's added to 2y. So I'm going to subtract this 6x so I can move it to the other side. So then I get 2y is equal to -6x plus 14. Now I need to get rid of that 2 with the y. So since they're being multiplied together, I needed to divide it. And now here is where you need to be careful. I can't just divide only the x, I needed to divide every single term by 2. And so then I get that y is equal to, well, -6 divided by 2, I get -3x, plus 14 divided by 2, I get 7. So now that it's in slope-intercept form, I can go ahead and find my slope, and that's the number in front of x. So I see my slope here is m equals -3. Okay, go ahead and pause the video. I want you to try number 6 and number 7. So for number 6, you should have gotten that m equals -3. My first step was to distribute that -3. Then I added 4 to both sides, and my slope is that number in front of x, which turned out to be -3. So you may notice for like number 4 and number 6, you don't necessarily have to go through the whole process. It's always just going to be whatever number is multiplied out right here. But it doesn't hurt to go through the whole solving process. Number 7, on the other hand, you do need to go through the whole process. So first I subtracted 4x from both sides, and then I divided every single term by 5. And so I got that my slope was negative 4/5. Okay, now number 8 and 9. So these ones are different because it's just y equals a number, y equals negative 7. And for number 9, it's just x equals 4. So here is where we need to remember our Hoy and Vux. So that first one is a y, so that's Hoy. And that middle letter is what represents my slope. So this one's an O, and so that means that the slope is 0. So always remember your Hoy Vux for these. And then for number 9, that's x equals 4. So this is a Vux. And so now I need to remember what my U stands for. My U stands for undefined. So when I just have y equals some number, my slope is always 0. If I have x equals some number, my slope is always undefined. Okay, that's it for today. If you have any questions, you can inbox me. If you need some extra examples, those are linked below. Otherwise, I have a Google Slides activity for you guys, a little puzzle with working with all of these different forms of slope. I hope you guys have a great day.